Chapter 2. The Silent Tycoon. Ananya's Point of View.
Morning doesn't arrive gently at Varma Group. It enters my office the same way power does. Unannounced, unapologetic, filtered through steel and glass until it sharpens everything it touches, including me, because softness has never survived long in spaces designed to dominate. Mumbai stretches endlessly beyond the floor-to-ceiling windows, alive with ambition and noise, its skyline glinting beneath the rising sun like a promise and a threat all at once. And from 40 floors above the ground, the city looks manageable, almost obedient, as if it knows who owns the view. I stand by the window with my tablet in hand, already reviewing figures that would make lesser executives hesitate, because hesitation is a luxury Varma Group can't afford. Not now, not ever. Not when being number one in India means waking every day prepared to defend that position with teeth and blood if necessary. The door opens behind me with quiet precision.
Ma'am.
Annika says, her tone respectful, measured, carefully neutral as she steps inside.
Your black coffee.
I turn slowly, accepting the porcelain cup from her hand, the heat seeping immediately into my palm, exactly as it should be, dark and strong, because I don't start my mornings with anything that offers comfort. I take a sip as I move toward my desk, heels striking marble with measured authority, the bitterness settling on my tongue like a reminder of who I am and what I've built. Because routine exists for a reason, and mine are designed to reinforce discipline, not soothe weakness. Annika remains near the door, posture straight, tablet held against her chest, waiting. Go on, I say calmly, scrolling through overnight reports. She begins outlining the day's agenda, her voice steady as she lists regulatory approvals, expansion timelines, projected margins, and internal audits, each word falling into place with practiced efficiency. And I listen without interrupting, because I know how to distinguish between noise and information. Everything is proceeding exactly as it should, until it isn't. There is a pause, barely perceptible, but long enough to register as a fracture in the rhythm, and I don't turn immediately because I want to be certain before I acknowledge it. You're holding something back, I say calmly, still facing the window.
Yes, ma'am.
Annika answers, voice shaking. I lower the coffee cup with deliberate care and turn to face her fully. Then speak. She inhales, her composure intact but strained beneath the surface.
Ms. Varma,
She begins.
there's been an update regarding the Siraj Nexus infrastructure project.
The name lands like a heavy brick in the center of the office, and I instantly pay attention. I feel something inside me sharpen, a cold focus cutting through the morning haze, because Siraj Nexus isn't a side contract, a place bets, or a replaceable acquisition. It's not a deal you lose, misplace, or mishandle unless someone has made a very specific decision to cross a line. It's a project designed to cement Varma Group's dominance across 3 critical sectors simultaneously, the type of project that secures reputations, power, and an unassailable position at the top. I cross my arms slowly, my fingers tracing the lines of my tailored black blazer almost unconsciously. What kind of update? I ask, voice low but precise, every word weighted like a scalpel ready to dissect lies. Her jaw tightens.
We no longer have the contract.
The words don't make sense at first, not because I fail to understand them, but because they don't exist within the framework of reality I have constructed. And I let the silence stretch, allowing the gravity of the statement to fill the room until it hums around us. I am deciding exactly how much damage this information deserves. You will explain that, I say finally, tone low and controlled, dangerous in its quiet. Carefully. Annika nods, acknowledging the lethal precision behind every syllable I speak.
The contract was finalized early this morning.
She continues, voice measured but faltering slightly under the weight of the truth.
Signed overnight.
Without counter-proposal, I interject, eyes narrowing.
Yes.
Without escalation to my desk.
Yes.
Without my authorization.
Yes.
I lift the coffee cup again, fingers tightening around its smooth surface, and then I throw it across the office with a sudden violence. Porcelain shatters against the glass and marble, dark liquid splattering like evidence of a crime scene no one will admit to witnessing. Annika flinches despite herself, a subtle gasp betraying her professional composure. The sound echoes through the office, but she doesn't speak. "How many times?" I snap, my voice sharp, rising to slice through the room like a blade. "Have I told you that my coffee must be hot?" Her eyes flick briefly to the shards, then back to me.
It was hot, ma'am.
She says quickly. "And without sugar," I continue, my anger spiraling openly now.
There was no sugar.
She insists with a shaky voice. I take a step closer, my anger curling around me like smoke, visible, palpable, no longer constrained by subtlety. I stop inches from her, my voice dropping into something far more dangerous than shouting. "Then why," I murmur, each word icy, "was it wrong?" She understands instantly. The coffee is off topic, neither the porcelain. That this fury has nothing to do with sugar or temperature and everything to do with loss. What is unacceptable, unforgivable is failure, and failure is something I don't forgive under any circumstances. I demand, straightening abruptly. "Who took it?" I lean forward slightly, my tone colder than steel. "Who thought they could intercept a project that belongs to me?" She hesitates for half a second too long, but the silence tells me more than words ever could.
Randhawa Industries.
She finally murmurs. I rise from my chair, the precise movement calculated, measured, a predator assessing a rival it has just noticed, the kind that waits for the right moment to strike. This is clearly an intrusion. A spark of irritation, of offense ignites inside me, but it is quickly replaced with something more dangerous: interest. "Who's behind it?" I ask, cutting through the layers of corporate obfuscation with a single question.
That's unclear.
She admits, the word tasting wrong even as she says it, inadequate and frustrating. I laugh once, short and humorless, the sound echoing across the office. Unclear is not an answer.
There's no public figure attached to the company.
She continues carefully.
No interviews, no verified photographs, no panels, no conference appearances. They leave no trail.
I lean back, eyes narrowing, analyzing, processing. Someone is making decisions, I say, my voice as cold as the marble beneath my fingertips.
Yes,
She agrees.
and whoever it is, doesn't lose.
The words sting, but not with fear, with offense. Dominance cannot tolerate competition, and someone who believes they can challenge me must be recognized for the threat they are, and then eliminated.
They call him the silent tycoon.
Annika adds, voice barely above a whisper.
In the industry.
I turn fully toward her, eyes sharp, calculating. Why?
Because he doesn't speak with his words, but with his movement.
So he doesn't lose, I repeat, each word deliberate, heavy with meaning.
Yes.
A slow, sharp smile spreads across my face, predatory and precise. My thoughts sharpen, unbidden and bitter. There was a time when I believed someone could stand beside me without wanting my throne, and now someone is attempting to. I return to my desk, still simmering, and scan the digital feeds, contracts, financial movements, and the faintest whispers of market chatter that I allow through my filters. Every piece of data is immediately digested, analyzed, and integrated into the web of strategy that I will deploy to reclaim what is mine. Annika, I say, standing and letting my presence fill the room like a storm ready to break, compile everything on Randhawa Industries, subsidiaries, partners, contracts, financial networks, any document or contact that can reveal who is behind this company. I want it all on my desk within 2 days. Every connection, every fucking detail. She nods, understanding the lethal weight behind my tone. Mistakes aren't tolerated, failures aren't forgiven. And schedule a board meeting, I add, as soon as possible.
With them present?
She asks carefully. With whoever thinks he can play this game, I reply. There will be a board meeting scheduled, investigations launched, and a war of strategy that will determine not just a project, but dominance itself. As she leaves, I turn back toward the window, arms resting on the sill, watching the sprawling city. Mumbai stretches endlessly below, unaware that something has shifted, that a name without a face has entered my world without permission. For the first time in a long time, I feel a spark of challenge, a flicker of interest that isn't amusement, but the dangerous thrill of being opposed by someone audacious enough to believe they can compete. A cold thought threads through my mind. He doesn't know defeat. But I will teach him what it means to lose. Finally, someone who believes they can stand where I stand. Someone who thinks they can reach the high peak I own, not yet knowing that every step they take will be counterattacked.
To be continued? Author's note. Hello, my loves. Here's the chapter 2 of TSO. This one is quite thrilling. It shows her ruthlessness, precision, and intelligence in action as she begins to plot her counterattack. Let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to vote if you're as obsessed as she is.